Hello. Here we are again. Hello. Uh-oh. Gotta watch those. Hello. And we are here. And we are happy to be here, as you can see. I've just finished a very interesting day. It's Sunday and it's a wonderful day here. I had fun time at church. Got to hear our plans for going forward. It was awesome. Got to hang out with friends for a while, then came back and rested a bit and did a bunch of university work. And yay, one thing in. Yippee. Only multiple more things to go. So, wisdom for this day. This is how I get through this day. Yes. One of the many tools I use. Peace and calm. Peace and calm. Peace and calm. I let it rest. Then I say it again. Peace and calm. Peace and calm. Peace and calm. Yeah. Oops. Got it. Whoops. Stay processing. I hope we're processing. Oh well. Here we are. So that's the wisdom. Isn't that amazing? You can just say those simple words, peace and calm, peace and calm, peace and calm. And you're there. Honest. It works. Gotta watch that. Gotta stay awake here for a minute. Whoopee, whoopee, whoopee. There. Okay. Everything's working. Well, mostly. I know it's short, but it is very potent. And some of this wisdom will be short, yet potent. You know, when we think of peace, we always think of peace in an earthly sense. I think of peace in a heavenly sense. Unexplainable, over the top, amazing peace that just surrounds you and brings you to rest like a bird over a waterfall, as I've seen once in a picture. But I've also seen others sleep in other spaces, including myself, sleeping in the peace of God when that was without the possibility, basically, because of what was going on around you. Yeah, peace and calm, peace and calm, peace and calm. Give it a whirl. So we're at that time. Eric at starthealing.me, Eric at starthealing.me, Eric at starthealing.me. Just reach out. I'll send you a link. We'll chat. We'll talk about the rest. You might find a piece of wisdom that will help you move forward. You never know. Some have. You know, the reality of these little chit chats that I'm doing, these talks, is that I wish for you to know that one, God loves you amazingly much, and two, God is fun and playful at moments, can be serious, can handle us, can show us a better way, but does have fun, does enjoy being with us. That's something to think about. Well, that story is getting interesting, isn't it? We got multiple things happening and things occurring, and we got a big, what else do you call a big? And maybe they're thinking about how big could be small. Huh. Then maybe it'd be big small. I don't know. So, as you have been listening to the story, you've been learning things. You may not know it. Most of the time, I'm without knowing it, but I know that there are things being woven in here by Father that are useful to your everyday. Maybe about creating moments of sanctuary for yourself in some ways. Now, what we're going to do is we're still in the story, but we're going to take a little walk with a couple of people within that city, within that story. People we haven't heard of before. people that just have simple names and a simple wish to just be able to live without fear. So these two amazingly wonderful, simple people ask permission to leave the city. They wish to go find something. They are dressed in armor, so they are going after something for some reason, which they have not defined. No one has heard their names, nor will we hear their names. They're simply two warriors, two hunters, two ordinary people, leaving the city for a short time to go do what they must do, whatever that is. And we're going to follow along. We're going to listen to their conversation, what little they'll have of it, find out what they're up to, and celebrate with them when they are successful. Hmm. Well, that made my nose tingle. Um, so with permission, they leave and they're moving off, and people watch them go. They wish them and they bid them a good return. And the most amazing high God, may they return. And they know it, nod and go. Thank you for the blessing. We will be back. And off they go. And as they finally round that mountain where the dark ones were, but I've left now, and the portal is closed, and there's just a mass of odd tents and objects and things, and they're not interested in those and bypass them completely. They're heading in the direction of that dark city, but they aren't interested in that either. But let's listen to their conversation for a few minutes. Maybe we can get an understanding of where they're heading. One turns to the other. Do you think we're strong enough for this? I hope so, but I'm uncertain. But we have to do it. I mean, they asked us to return if it was real. Well, we will have to pass the desert. It nearly killed us last time. Well, we didn't have these weapons, nor this armor. That is true. And we've learned a little magic. Maybe not much, but maybe enough. I walked for a while and I got to the desert, and in that desert there were things, wild things. Some small, some a little bigger, but all hunting and looking for food. And these two, of course, looked like food. And the one said to the other, "Hey, they're on our trail. I know. We're going to keep moving. We only fight if we have to. Remember what the mages and the lady taught us, that we can ask God and ask for help, and that's what we do. Maybe we should have brought others. Then we would have never found what we came for. You know that. They wouldn't come out except among their own. Will we be able to lead them back? That's the plan. We will have to teach them a bit about fighting, if they'll have to cross this again. Yeah, Maybe we should have asked the lady. Maybe we still can. Let's first see if they're even alive. They worked their way through the dead zone, as it was called. There seems to be one on every world, isn't there? Place where nothing grows and nothing bees, and magic has been twisted so badly that there is nothing except these hunters. And in a couple of cases, they had altercations with their weapons they held, and their armor, though dented, still existed. They finally had crossed it, got to the other side, walked up the hill, stood. There was nothing for a minute, and then one, then two, then three, then four, then five, then six, then seven. Soon 30 stood before them. Is it real? Is the city there? Can we go? There's nothing here anymore. The food is gone. We are starving. The young woman, one of the two, took out a small satchel that the lady had given her and opened it, and it was the food that they had been making. Lots of food. And these 30 were starving, famished, and ate it. Yes, the city is real. Uh, You will have to cross the dead zone. We are not strong enough for that. And the one lady looked to the man and said, "What about that other bag the lady gave you? Or the thing the sage gave you?" He opened one and it became a wagon, big enough for the 30 somehow. That was the lady's gift. The sages opened. This is what the sages gave us. Something to pull the wagon. And it looks like it can move fast. This is going to be an interesting trip for you. That's all right. We want to get to the city. We want to get out of here. The things keep trying to eat us here. They all murmured together. We understand. We come. We stand before God. But that's okay. May not have been smart, yet we were not completely stupid. The two of them looked at each other, the man, the woman, the young lady, the young man, and said, "No, you were not. Just could not see what was coming as we did. But there are 30 of you, where there used to be thousands, I would admit. There are more around here somewhere, maybe, but have not seen any in many a day. Well, the wagon can carry whoever comes." So the 30 piled in, and they found a seat for each one, comfortable and somewhat. Something they hadn't seen before was a tie-in, but the young man and the young woman agreed that it was probably good considering this beast looked like it moved fast. They made one more announcement, quite loud. "Anyone else? We're leaving. We're going to the city of Sanctuary. Yes, it exists. That's where the armor came from and the weapons we carry. We went as beggars. We return as warriors." That moment, a bunch of children came out of little tiny holes and said, "We wish to go too." And they crawled on and the wagon grew. That seems to be what things do in this place. They grow. By the time it was finished, there were 130 on there, plus the two of them, and they got on and they looked at the beast and they said, "Home, please, to the city of refuge." and sanctuary. And the beast looked at them, smiled, and said, "Hold on. Oh, it talks." And off they went very quickly. Coming up to the dead zone, they weren't in it long. Some things tried to attack, but then they freaked out and went the other way when they saw what was pulling the wagon. The wagon crossed the dead zone in a few minutes. There were screeches, there were yells, there were howls. "You cannot have them." "Oh, yes," said the beast. "I and the light that is God holds them in our hands now, and we will take them to the city of refuge." So they had crossed the dead zone, finally. The beast continued to move. Within 40 minutes, somehow, some way, they were getting closer to the walls of the city. And then they arrived, and all of these in the wagon were a little skitterish, a little worried, a little threadbare. The lady met them with love and kindness and caring, and the mages and so many of the city came, carried the ones that could not walk. The wagon shrunk back down to a little thing and went back in the lady's pocket. The beast said, "I've had fun. Call me again." Poof, gone. They all ended up on healing beds, of course, because they were all in requirement of that. But this young couple had done what they had said they would do. And the lady said, "How do you feel?" "We feel good. We feel like God looked after us. And thank you for the gifts. It made it easy to bring them back." "Are there more?" "We don't know. No more came out. So I would say not. We once were thousands and then listened to folly, and now here we are." "Well, from here you can build. You will have your own inch of the city, and you can carry your customs as long as they wrap around God." And the lady and the young lady and the young man looked at her and said, "This is true. Yes, this is true. Then we will go and do so." And they went. The lady went with them and touched the runes and made them a space just for them, just for that 130. They also knew they had to be part of community and part of everything that was going on. This is one of the little stories inside the bigger story. And we'll leave it there. Well, blessing time. And I have a unique blessing for you tonight, that you would be an open book to God and that He would write on you everything you require and every necessary thing. In joy, in peace, in hope, in abundance, and all of the other things that aren't speakable, yet required. Wrapping it all in agape, love, unconditional, according to His will, according to His wish, according to your will and wish, this can be. Let's have a word of prayer. We come before you, Father, Spirit, Son, and we are eternally grateful to you for all that you do. What more can we say? You do give us sanctuary, sanctum, a place to be safe, secure, and held by you. All you wish is a relationship with us. Everything else changes naturally when we do. So we leave these people with you. We push back the enemy for a time so that they can be at peace and in calm. And so we say, give us courage and strength and grace and mercy as necessary. in the lives we live. And we say thankful, grateful, gratitude, thankful, grateful, gratitude, thankful, grateful, gratitude, standing in awe and honor, respect, allowing all glory to flow to Father, Spirit, Son. This is, and so this is. When you rest, rest well. When you wake, wake well. Know that your path is well lit by God. Blessings.